Yes guys, and welcome from me, this is Championship Manager 0102, the free man online game 147. You're now thinking, what the fuck does it mean 147? Snooker, maps and nah, we're in season 147. So that's a definition of 147. So what I'll do is I will go through with you where we are at since the last update, which feels like forever, and we haven't really made great headroom on this. I feel that, we get to a stage now where one of us are away, one of us are working, one of us has got commitments, and it happens. So when we do get a session in, it is great. We really make the most of it. So we're all as is, and we're into season 147. Let's talk about this season so far, then we'll go about last season. That's where we're at the minute. Ian is riding high with 10 wins out of 10, and for me it's 8 wins from 9. Pep has had a bit of a difficult time of late, it's fair to say. Let me show you the very last game of the last session. I was not fucking happy. So I was on 8 out of 8, and Ian was on 9 out of 9, and then that happened. Now, it's so frustrating, right? Because for me, when you've been working on a tactic and you think, right, I'm happy with this. So I made this tactic. I actually mentioned this tactic on one of my other videos, that I created it, and I'm using where I've got Pacheco, the Ronaldo regen. It's a free roll, attacking forward, and Annie renamed it for me to Sonic Boom. So this is going to be called Sonic Boom. And then I played Ian, and then that happened. So really, really disgusted. Take nothing away from Ian. He's in great form. He really is in absolute great form. For Pep, well, yeah, don't be blindsided by an 8-0 victory there. You can see that Ian then, his last 2 league games, massive, massive results. I mean, he only just scraped that, but he's beaten me and he's beaten Pep, so he's really looking good. He really is indeed. Pep claims the Intercontinental Cup, which means you've probably worked out Pep has won the Champions League. I didn't even realise that he had to take penalties to win that. And in terms of the Charity Shield, I think I won that. Yeah, that was bizarre. That was absolutely bizarre. The Charity Shield went to me. I mean, how fucking bizarre is that, the Charity Shield? But, yeah. So let's talk about last season then. Ian has made it a hat-trick of titles. Pep made it into runners-up spot, which meant for the first time in a long, long time, I had to have Champions League qualifications, bizarrely, because I lost the Champions League final to Pep, and that was crucial. There you see we lost 1-0 to Pep in the final. A bit of a boring game. We lost the last 2 league games, and that's what proved costly. Awful end to the season. Absolutely awful. So that's why we changed it around a little bit. I'm not sure what happened. We won the FA Cup last season. We beat Ian in the final. We absolutely thrashed him in the final. It's really bizarre when you can win games like that. I mean, I might even move back to them arrows. I mean, does it make much of a difference? Who fucking knows? I mean, I might even retain this guy here, number 17, as the free roll, but keep the arrows maybe. I don't know. It really is. It's so difficult sometimes. But, yeah, we had to play the new season with 2 qualification games. Always a bit of a worry. I think once upon a time, over 146 years, Pep had to have qualification and he failed in it. So it can happen. In terms of the Champions League so far, well, we've already confirmed our qualification. We don't have to see some shocking, shitty teams take part. Pep is already there. And Ian's already there as well. And there you see. So, in terms of the League Cup, I don't even think we've played any League. I've not even played any League Cup yet, but that's where we're at with the League Cup. In terms of signings, I made a few big money signings. I bought this guy from Pep, right? Very, very surprised that Pep was happy to part with him. Pep said he hadn't been performing for him. Pep had been playing him in defence, and that's why, because his position is awful. He's definitely a DMC. I don't know, maybe Pep knows something that I don't. Who knows? We brought in Nishi for the youngsters, essentially. We brought in Chat Zis, but hasn't broken yet. Barry for the reserves. Stock for the reserves. Ferry, just to sort of be a backup striker. And Reese for the reserves. Over to the champions. Then I brought in Kevin Shaw, and look how well he started. Wow. Fucking great. In fact, the name rings a bell. I thought so. Do you know what? There you see, we had him for 33, then we sold him for 100 million. So that's another example that Ian wants to say that, you know, I'm getting better from him than what you did. Well, the jury's still out on that. It really is. And, you know, we sell players for a number of reasons, mostly because they cause problems. A few other players that Ian purchased over the turn of the season. Nothing really that sticks out other than Shaw, really. Shaw's been superb. He's all right, actually. He's a good player. Okay, over to Pep, who we're going to speak a little bit more about in a moment. Pep has been busy bee. He really has. Gonzalez. Some of Pep's signings are a little bit questionable. So he brought in... he came to me about Caballos. So he got him off me, and we obviously made an exchange deal, as you've probably worked out. Something for the Rezzies from Pep there. Lopez... Hutchins for the Rezzies, Neil Barry for the Rezzies, Lepara essentially for the Rezzies. He's done fucking awful so far though, really has. Field, again, he's not really done much, has he? He's not really done much. There's a lot of bad luck. Pep does. Hungarian guy, I remember him showing me him. Yeah, looks quite good. Diouf, Bernard, he got him from me as well. As I've said this before, right, and I know this is a case for both the guys, I would not sell to a rival unless I'm getting some make weight in it, you know, that sort of stuff. So, going back to Pep now then, as we're into season 147, the year is 2160, right? So by the end of the season, we're going to be in 2161, okay? Let me remind you now that Pep has not won the title since 21-22. So it's been 38 years of hurt for Pep, right? And he hasn't started this one too fine, has he? There's a long way to go. That, for me, is just absolutely unacceptable. It really is unacceptable. You couldn't script it. I might have pointed this out in the previous video very quickly, that I believe Pep won the League Cup last season. Pretty sure he did. He did. He beat Gillingham 2-0. I think I might have mentioned that. So he won the league. So it was very shared last season. Pep the League Cup and the Champions League, me the FA Cup, Ian the Premier League. And I'll always maintain primary competition every season is the league title. The league title is paramount. Had I won the Champions League, it would have rescued my season, so to speak. But Ian, there's no doubt, Ian is gunning for the league title record. Of course, I've got that at present with 6 in a row just over here for Man City. Ian is halfway there. 6 in a row? What? Ian got 5 over there. Yeah, so Ian had 5 over at Chelsea. I think Ian had 5 and I had 5 at Tottenham, did I? Yeah, I had 5 when I was at Tottenham. There you see. That was me at Swansea back in the day. And that was me at Chelsea, of course. So that was me at Chelsea during this period of time that Pep hasn't won the title. That was me when I was at Chelsea. I mean, there you can see, since 45, it's crazy, isn't it? Look at that. Manchester rule. Manchester really rule. Will Pep ever leave Southampton? I believe there's only one team Pep will leave for. And he ain't going to get that because I don't think Ian will ever leave Man United. So there you go, right? Pep is a Man United fan through and through. So it'd be very interesting. Let me remind you guys that Pep took over Southampton in season 3. And I think Ian was season 5, I believe. 4 or 5. And of course I left my first team after 54 years. Just to remind you, I was Scunthorpe. Pep was Mansfield. And Ian was Wickham. And Ian moved to Man United, where he is now. Pep moved to Southampton, where he is now. To remind yourselves on myself, we have been around the block. And this is what really keeps the game interesting for me personally. It really does. So, cast your mind back then to where we were. Scunthorpe, Ireland for a little period of time. Ivory Coast, we were sacked after 1 game, even though we won it. South Korea, we resigned after South Korea. The internationals, we'll come to that in a moment. But we've been, as you can see, we had a lot of international jobs during the whole time we were still Scunthorpe manager. But then we had breaking news in 2068 where we moved to Liverpool. Liverpool, we endured 21 seasons or 25 seasons. I think it was 21. 20, yeah, before we moved to our hometown, Peterborough United, where we objective was to win the title. We did so. We then went to, I think it was 8 or 9 years. We then went to Spurs, 8 or 9 years. We did it. We went to Swansea and we clinched the title. We then took a big stint at Chelsea in 21-18. 21-18, we went to Chelsea. And from Chelsea, we went to the fallen giants of Man City, who had just been promoted to the second division, or League One, as you might want to call it. And as you can probably see there, we are back in the international scene. We are Holland. I think I took over an international job and just resigned. I think it's Brazil. I just couldn't be fucked. It's just really a little bit of a part-time job almost. But that's where we're at with the international side of things. For Pep, England. Now, Pep did really, really well. He won the Euros. He won the Euros, as you can see. And, of course, it looks like he is... He won the World Cup. Yeah, he won the World Cup. So, Pep, do you know what? I've got to give him credit, because I never really paid attention just to how well he'd done. Let me just... Let me just go to Pep a minute and just have a look how long he's been England manager. It's been quite a while. So, yeah, 10 years. So, yeah, very, very interesting. So, he took over in 50. So, he would have taken over after they were eliminated at the World Cup. So, led them to the Euros final. Not bad. Lost in the final. Led them to the World Cup, which he got knocked out. He's lucky, I remember that. He's lucky he didn't get sacked. To get knocked out in the second round of the World Cup, he was very, very lucky. 2 years later, semi-final of the Euros. 2 years later, he wins the World Cup. 2 years later, he wins the Euros. And I've got to give him hats off to Pep. I've always maintained this. Pep has been the most successful out of the three of us in terms of international management. Ian is next on that. Ian is Brazil, so let's take a look at Brazil, where we're at with Brazil so far. Yeah, I mean, he'll go to the World Cup, no doubt about that. But let's just take a look now then at his credentials since he took over. Well, he only took over 2 years ago, so, there you go. So, that is it then, the three-man game, 147. Till next time from me, guys, take it easy.